here to see Rob break first, and he's broken well tonight, just not seem to have had the open finishes. 8-ball!
Oh, that'll do, won't it? That'll do. When it's not quite going your way, how about a golden break for Rob Wharne? He'd have come into this match, and knowing Rob, he'd have been a bit annoyed, a bit downbeat after the first game, and you can see there, grinning like a Cheshire cat as he goes back to his seat. We're all good again.
You can, and also you saw Aiden shake his head, sat on the chair. He's thinking, what the hell is going on tonight? What a break.
I mean, he has absolutely creamed that break, hasn't he? And yeah, all smiles, Rob Wharne. You can smile when you do that, can't you?
Yeah, he's, what's Aiden got in his locker?
It's a beautiful break, that.
Yeah, he says, is it the good breaks or the good racks from Orich Tesgal, the referee?
Well, I know what Orich would say. Let's just say it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, he's not wasting any time tonight, and Aiden's going full-blooded on these. I don't think there's a finish there, so we could see a par here and a sort of a loss of turn shot maybe. But
or do you think he goes all out and plays the combo?
Well, it's not just that. It's like the 8-ball's tied up, the yellow's tied up by the reds. I don't think I'd have been going for this finish. And he's pulled back.
Yeah, so plays the loss of turn just to set himself up in this frame. Still a long way to go in this night for both players, and that's the thing that Aidan Hughes has to take the most from. It's obviously been, I mean, really the worst possible start to his evening so far on the table. 4-0 defeat and a golden break against. Wharne makes a pretty impressive pot, but to what end?
Yeah, he doesn't shy away from any opportunity to attack for the finish, Rob, but quite sure he needed to go here.
Yeah, not a huge surprise, but a good cue ball nevertheless.
It's a great shot if he's played it. Is it a rail? No. I think that's ball in hand, and it's just not happening for Aiden so far. He's just oh, he's hit the yellow. Oh, I don't think it is a foul.
You think he feathered the yellow that he went past?
I think he's feathered the yellow.
Well, just as you were pumping Orich Tesgal's tyres, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure we just see that yellow move as he goes past.
If that was the case, the foul was for cushion after contact, at least I believe. Rob plays the loss of turn, and it's not the. I wonder if he's left this. Has he left a tempter here into the middle? It's not easy.
Yeah, I think it's a gettable shot though.
It's more than Rob would have liked to have left, I'm sure of that. Oh, there's an even easier one on. Not going to take it on though. So Aiden he's trying to play this match on this frame rather on its merits. I don't mind that. He's up against it. So every single shot he's making sure counts, although for as much as we talk about Rob being uber aggressive and attacking, he is an excellent tactical player as well.
Yeah, and he's just waiting for the opportunity, and Aiden's just going to open up this yellow here and try and tie up a red at the same time, but I think Rob's going to say, that's it, enough's enough, I'm going.
Doesn't usually take him very much to make that decision.
So it's hard to sell. Rob may just leave the. He's got decisions to make. Does he leave the angle to sort of pop the second to last red and nudge into the two of them that are stuck together, or leave an angle here where he can run through and play the red into the top right. I think he's electing to go into them. Just too far. So, big shot coming up, and I think he's got to take it to the top right pocket.
We've picked up his potting already tonight. It's going to need to be pretty special here. So then Aidan Hughes, this is your chance, it's got to go. He'd love to be able to see that yellow that he's closest to. I'm not sure if he can.
And if he can, he's got almost a free go at it. He's turned it down and he's played a good safety shot.
Yeah, he has.
Should be playing this at pace and just try to get this red ball moving.
This is one where you just mind your P's and Q's if you're Aidan Hughes. A great opportunity here for your first frame on the night. Nothing silly, and it's all yours.
He's missed the par and he's also left the red. Or has he? I think he has. And these, knowing Rob, these are the type of shots where he smells blood, and very rarely does he let you off.
Yeah. Well, it's getting a little bit edgy out there. It's catching.
Yeah, I think I've jinxed him there, and now's your time, Aiden. Big opportunity to take a 2-0 lead and get back into the picture of this group, whereas 1-1 with only 12 minutes to go, this could go either way.
Yeah, it's just what Aiden needed. Really is. Because I think if Robin nailed that last red, it could really have started to unravel for Aiden on the night, but as it is, here is his first frame as an Ultimate Pool Pro on the board, and that should make him feel a whole lot better. You've been there, you come up from the Challenger Series onto the pro ranks. It is never easy coming up as your first experience, is it?
No, it's not, but it's an enjoyable experience, and whatever happens tonight, Aiden will be, he'll take the positives away from it, and even the little mistakes that he's made, he will see that as a big learning curve and work out what he can do differently next time.
I think that's almost the most important thing, isn't it? To really, whatever happens tonight, good or bad, and there's a chance it could well be both, but whatever happens, you've got to try and take the positives from it. Even if you lose 3 games 4-0, you can still say, well, I got my taste of the arena out there on a big Monday night occasion. Next time I'll be there, I'll be a better player because of it.
Yeah, and I'm sure he will, and the thing is, he's not out of this match tonight.
Oh, a long way from that,
and,
yeah. Don't worry, I'm not writing his obituary just yet.
Yeah, and it's a big break that was from Rob, and it's a gettable finish. It's just on this shot here, it's just, I'm not seeing the best of Wacker so far tonight. He's just come up a little bit short there on this. You see a little bit of frustration showing. But he's going. So again, just not quite right. He may have to try and pull back here. I don't know. I think the shot here is just bring the yellow off the bottom rail and just leave the cue ball there. He's brought the yellows out and he's made a little bit of a mess. He's played a good shot, to be honest. There's no easy shot from Aiden, and he's put the pressure on this first shot. take the middle one of the three reds in the middle of the table and try to top through to the bottom rail. It's a tough shot, but
you can see the thinking. It's not the worst result for him. He's tied up the 8 ball, and well, yellows are a tough get from here.
yeah, and he's tied up the 8 ball in a way in which
Oh, hello. He can go straight into it. But goes in off.
I actually think that was always there. I don't think Rob needed to play that shot, because as well as the 8 ball being tied up, the red was also tied up for Aiden. There may have been a better opportunity for Rob further in the frame if he'd held back a little bit.
All right then, Aidan Hughes, can you hold yourself together here? Can one frame become 2 and all of a sudden an equalising frame become a lead?
He's upped his pace a little bit as well. You see his speed at walking around the tables a little bit better. Just okay. I think it plants to the middle.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but he should, as you say, should be all right.
He's pulled back, and it's not a bad shot. But if them reds don't plant to the middle, which they no longer do, if Rob can get a good hit on this yellow, he's back in the frame.
Yeah, I didn't mind the choice of shot, but I think you had to move the reds in some way and still hide the white. Give yourself a sitter when you came back. Well, very nearly makes the yellow.
And this is the problem now. I'm not quite sure these reds have got a pocket. Does it plant?
He's having a good old look. Heck of an effort. That's a heck of an effort.
Yeah, he's got to pull back now and play a little safety. But he's giving an opportunity to Rob to put all the pressure on.
How big is this frame now? That isn't the best shot Rob's ever played, but he stops the red from going independently, which is at least something to cling to.
That's not a bad shot from Aiden there.
Especially if he's not touching ball. I don't think he is.
Where can Rob it? I don't think he can clip the yellow thin enough to avoid the middle pocket and send the cue ball down, so he's got to be inventive here. Is there a safe area on the table for Rob not to leave Aiden on? I'm not sure there is.
He's got 8 seconds and ticking to figure that out.
Yeah, and that's why we saw a big... Where's the 8 ball going?
Oh, no way.
Oh.
Well, it stays up somehow. Aiden straight down on his next shot and makes it. As we see that one from Rob very nearly fall in. Well, it will be a lead for Aidan Hughes. 5.5 remaining. Wow.
Yes, and as we said at the start, this group is wide open now, and if Rob's got any aspirations of getting out of here, then he's got to pick up the pace, get the finishes, and win at least 2 frames in the next 5 minutes. And you see the smile on Aiden's face. He's well up for it now.
Yeah, that's, well, contrast the two corners. If you go from the start of the end of frame 1, that golden break, to now, it's completely flip reversed, hasn't it?
Yeah, and just the second frame of the match, that red that Rob's missed to the top right to take a 2-0 lead, it's come back to bite him. And he's just had a quick glance over at the match clock to see how long's left. He knows he has to win these next 2 frames.
Yeah, draw isn't much use to him. If you draw this match, the only way you can go through is via a 4-way 6-rod shootout. It's never happened on a Monday night. But right now, Rob will do well just to get to the table, because it's a belting break from Aidan Hughes. And he has first opportunity in frame 4 for a 2-frame cushion.
He does, but as you see, there's a cluster into the top right area of the table, and Aiden, whilst he's not used to the 15-second shot clock, he's not the one that needs to push the boat out. He can force Rob to go for a tough finish here, and the last thing Aiden wants to do is take all the yellows away and then miss. If I was him, I'd potentially just look to tie up a red or 2 and just sort of force the issue with Rob.
This is the only thing that Aiden will not have a huge amount of experience of. He's won tournaments, he's a good pool player, but in terms of clock management, that is something that he will have to learn on the job.
Yeah, and I think he sort of played out with topspin. He could have gone off the side rail and into the yellow and the red on that shot to the middle, but as you see, he's running out of time, and this is a big shot of the frame, and this match coming up here, he's gone full-blooded.
He's gone all in here. He makes the treble, he bumps the yellow, but is not on it.
Yeah, and as I said earlier on in the finish, why take all the yellows off the table and leave an easy get out for Rob when the clock's in your favour?
So Rob Wharne has a chance to level.
And if he can knock these in with at least 2 minutes left on the clock, with Rob's break next, he's all of a sudden favourite back in this match. Rob would have been happy sitting in the chair and just watching Aiden go for them. And
yeah, yeah, he's okay. You know, I often think, you know, it's something that transfers across all sport, really, not just this game. And sometimes there's a little bit of value in thinking, what does my opponent least want me to do here?
yeah,
And for Aidan Hughes, what Rob most wanted him to do was to go at those yellows.
yeah, and you can see Rob, he's got his focus back. His head's not looking down. He's sort of pumped. And again, we're on about welcome to the pro circuit, Aiden. Well, what usually happens after you make a mistake like that is pool gods say breaking clear with Rob. Especially with how well he's been breaking tonight. Or could we see the duck?
Not again.
8 ball? Oh!
Oh, the 8 ball and cue ball were both close there. Liam White, you naughty boy, you've almost called it in. Rob would have been into this commentary box like a bull in a china shop.
Look, he was on its way in as well. But Rob's got second prize, and look at these reds.
Yeah, 2 minutes. And you actually, if you're Rob Wharne, you want to take your time over these. It's one thing that Rob, over the last 3-4 years, has been able to develop, is that clock management, is that time management. It's a part of the game now. It's something that Rob will be familiar with. 1:40 to play. And actually, he knows he can get these. It's about managing that clock now.
Yeah, the big shot of this frame's coming up right now. He's got to get perfect on the red down the rail after the shot. And he couldn't have poised any better.
Yeah, that is ball in hand perfect from Rob Wharne.
This was just what Rob needed. He thought it was all going against him for the night, and this is the thing with Champions League pool. It's amazing how matches turn and you're never out of it.
He actually still has his extension. It'd be wise to consider using it.
He's got to be careful on this shot. He should get it, don't get me wrong, but he's a little bit straightish on the red.
He wants to use all the time here. He's just called his extension. He wants to be hearing the beeps on this shot.
He's played that brilliant. And that's a harder shot than it looks. The pace he's had to play, it's had to force the cue ball out.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of an angle. Can he run the cue ball here? If the cue ball stops before 0 on the match clock, Aidan Hughes will have a break to potentially draw it. And it could come back to bite Rob. Could. 8 seconds left on the clock. Aidan Hughes to break to maybe snatch a draw. And if you are being hypercritical, that should be the match over. Rob could have killed an extra 8 seconds there and won this match outright. If Aidan Hughes goes and does something silly like a golden break, then Rob will be kicking himself. And daft stuff has happened to Rob Wharne in this competition before. It would be so harsh.
If it happens, I don't think we'll see him back out for his third match.
Frame 6, and use drilling 3 frames to 2.
Aidan Hughes needs the 8 ball. And it's moving! It was moving! Rob Wharne's heart was in his mouth, but he gets the victory just as the clock strikes midnight on match number 3. Rob Wharne is back in the hunt in the Champions League.